Hi guys, I'm Nayantara Rai reporting for ET Now, and today I'm going to be talking to you about salary increments. Yes, that season of salary increments is almost upon us, and like every year, global consultancy firm Aon has come out with its annual survey for salary projections. It's in its 26th year. This year, Aon has covered 1,500 companies across 40 sectors. So here are the highlights. What Aon is projecting is that in 2022, employers are likely to give the highest salary hikes in 6 years. So since 2016, the best salary hikes is what employees are going to get. The average pay hike could be 9.9%. If you take an average pay hike of 9.9%, it's more than the 9.3% that was handed out actual in 2021. It's more than what was handed out in 2020, and it's more than 2019. So the long and short of it is that salary hikes in 2022 will be more than what we had before COVID. Now, what you also have is record high attrition. Aon takes note of that. It says it's at a record high of 23% for new age companies and startups. It's at a record high of 21% for India Inc. So the question is that if you've got attrition at record highs, shouldn't salary hikes also be at record highs? Salary increments be a record high just, to have a level playing field, to make sure that attrition comes down? Well, let's see how that pans out. The good news is that salary increments will be almost touching the double-digit mark average and will be more than pre-COVID. So what's topping the charts? Well, no surprises for guessing this. It is the new age companies, the tech companies, the e-commerce companies. These are, of course, the kind of companies that you've seen, first of all, battling for talent, and secondly, backed by serious capital of venture of VC firms, right? Since 2020, the era of easy printing of money, these are the new age companies that have been recipients of all of that FDI, as well as, of course, domestic capital. And they have to pay top dollar to retain talent. And here's where it gets really interesting. So when you talk about e-commerce companies and you talk about new age companies giving out a salary increment, it'll be an average of 13%. So it's 3% more than the national average, according to Aon. But this is just fixed pay hike. The 13% is just a fixed pay hike. It doesn't take into account ESOPs, so no stock options being taken into account, no bonuses, no iPads, no iPhones, no pet insurance, no super bikes, none of that. This is just the fixed pay hike, which will be 3% more than what India Inc. will be handing out. This is, of course, all according to Aon. What's also very heartening is that beaten down sectors, like let's talk about quick service restaurants, QSRs, they've been so badly beaten since COVID-19, but Aon, after doing this survey, says that they're going to be giving an average pay hike of 8%. That's also more than last year. So that's something to look forward to as well. So now when you've got attrition at record highs and you've got companies willing to pay a little more to keep the employees, what happens to the top-rated employees? Because everybody will want, all the companies will want to, protect their top-rated employees, the top performers, right? So that's a question I asked Aon, and it gets really interesting here. They are being paid more. It's a trend that started recently, but it is now really firming up. So in startups, for example, the top-rated employees, the outstanding employees, are being paid nearly 1.9 to 2x more. That's the kind of salary increment they're expected to get. 1.9 to 2x more than the other employees. In India Inc. as well, outside of the startup space, that multiple is about 1.7 to 1.8x. I would once again say this is just fixed pay, not variable pay. Of course, those options will also be exercised to try and keep on the top-rated employees. Inflation. You have to beat inflation, right, when we talk about salary increments. So you're talking about an average pay hike of 9.9%. You had a consumer price inflation of a little over 6% in the month of January. So barely beating inflation when you took up this salary increment. But India, with its average pay hike and inflation, will be doing far better than most countries, including China, including Brazil, and many others. So this is some of the highlights from that annual survey put together by Aon.